is going to dig in here and hold this, this higher low. And again, all that matters is if this candle never breaks the open of the week. See, the second we lose the open of this week, even if it's next week, the odds that we'll come back to 94,500. We break 94.5, you have to think that we could test 93, and then you're going all the way possibly back to 89K. Right? Now, that's not going to happen as long as this candle closes green. I would like it. It was bullish engulfing. We had it yesterday. We've had it multiple times, but we keep losing the bullish engulfing moment. So it is what it is. But, as long as this digs in green, as long as it closes above the open, we do have to consider that okay. Like a decent close. The 3-day chart gave us the bullish engulfing. It was absolutely beautiful. We got the close Friday night. This candle now will close in 1 day at 10 hours, which will be tomorrow night. Monday night. And, you'd like that to continue on the green side. We're not really into having that close red. So, I'd like that to close green, please. And 2 days on by Monday night would be preferable. So, we'll see what happens. I don't want to see that close red. It won't be the greatest thing. And our daily today, just nasty. Let's take a look at yesterday's candle. We opened at 95.7, 95. Yeah, yesterday was we went over it last night. It was a $69 candle. Like, it went up 69 bucks. It was a nothing burger. Yesterday was probably the most boring day to trade in your life. Most sideways price action I've ever seen in Bitcoin. And these are crucial times for BTC as we ramp up. I love this song. Crucial times for Bitcoin as we get into price action here. But the music itself really creates that vibe. And, I was an app video editor for a long time. I understood how to create motion, how to create emotions with video. And so even I know now, some days you'll see me talk at a certain time when the music comes up and you wonder why you're feeling a certain way. Because I know exactly how to time into that emotion of the music with what I'm saying. Like right now, as you hear this music, you would talk about making it. You would talk about going all the way. You would talk about seeing where you could make it all the way. Yeah. See how this music... And now the music would change it into more of a sentiment, like, this is where we dig deep, this is where we think, this is where we... And other music is where we push all the way to the upside, And music inspires you to say certain things at certain times, and I'm always vibing off the music. You can see the music really turns into this motion that runs the stream. I'm a music guy, I play 3 instruments, I love music. And so, this daily looks like it's going to close red and close bearish. Now, we seem to have some bullet, a little bit of support at 96.5, and then we got support at 95.7. Now, you lose that area, you're going to test with these 2 areas, and if we close a daily candle below 95.7, we could end up taking out that capitulation wick. At the same time, that right here, that liquidation is the biggest liquidation in the cryptocurrency, and it got bought back up. So I don't know, man. I'm confused. They got me confused. And so I'm just looking at the charts. I don't want to use my logic here. If I use my logic, I would say, but how are they going to dump it? That's the biggest liquidation in the history of cryptocurrency. Of course we're going to the upside. Of course they're just playing games. Look at the last 2 weeks. Look at the sideways price action. I have never seen anything like this. Look at this. This is how you destroy minds. Like, you're better off skipping 2 weeks. And honestly, I made good gains in this. It tells me I must have learned something in the last few years because I'm able to trade this chop and be profitable. It's absolutely insane. Imagine if we can get an actual run to the upside here, how profitable I'll become. We'll get a nice run. So, Bitcoin back at 97,000, and Sammy's holding the long. I may end up posting a long. I may end up posting a win here on this trade. It may end up not being a loss. We don't know. I was about to capitulate, though, for sure, and I did not. I did not sell it. We stayed above the 200 minute 1 hour time frame. That is a bullish sign. Look how it's an Adam and Eve double top. You see it? Ugh. This is just, oh, man. Anyway, we're going to break it all down. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to stick to what I'm, so the daily looks horrible. The stochastics look great. The stochastics look absolutely wonderful. Let's go double click those. It's pointing to the upside, bullish. Like, this looks great. Momentum looks at the indicator says we're great. And it is a low. It's still a higher low technically, and there's lack of bearish momentum in the MACD. And the RSI even looks pretty good to me. Let's go to the 22-hour time frame. And again, overbought stochastic, not my friend. Bit of kind of a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, not my friend. And we're toying with losing the 200 MA yet again, not my friend. These are not bullish scenarios, period. The 12-hour below the 22-hour time frame. I mean, below the 200 MA, not below the 20. The 12-hour below the 200 MA, not my friend if I'm a bull. The 8-hour looks like it's rolling over. Again, none of this is great at all. None of it looks good. And then here we are, the 4-hour time frame, and it really comes down to this. This is a trend line. And this is a trend line, and we're going to find out what we're going to do today. I mean, this is it. Bitcoin is clearly inside of a symmetrical triangle. These mainly break to the downside. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, but the probability, if I was a trading man, which I am, I didn't need this line, that came accidentally. The odds are that we're going to dump to the downside. All right? It's still a 50-50 pattern, but 90% of these I've seen in the recent year and a half have dumped. They actually used to be 50-50. I used to see sometimes some pump, sometimes some dump, but the last year, 2 years, really, like every time I've seen this pattern, it is dumped. So, pretty odd to me. I can't seem to, this pattern has literally changed its probability on me in the last 2 years. It was a 50-50 pattern growing up trading it. The last 2 years, it is dumped 99% of the time when I see it. No, no hope for a move to the upside. This could be the one time Bitcoin rips. What is this pattern? This is a symmetrical triangle. All right? Type it in, SYMMETRICAL, symmetrical triangle. Okay? And I love doing this in trading. You can type it in Grok. You can type it in DeepSeek. You can type it in, ChatGPT. Heck, you can just type it in Google at this point. Even Brave does a good job of telling you what something is immediately. I wanted to show you something kind of creepy. Everyone says, don't dox me, right? Grok will dox anybody. Like, look, if you put like, watch this. Who is, I have myself doxed, right? Because I'm not a weirdo. But who is at CryptoLifer33, right? And you can ask it who I am. It's going to tell you a lot about me. Appears to be an individual formally engaging with the crypto community. Shares personal milestones like turning 40, indicating a personal touch to their post. Offers a small message of Bitcoin to followers. Discusses investment strategies live on stream. Shares plans for allocating funds into various cryptocurrencies. Expresses strong support for Bitcoin. Viewing significant events in the crypto space. Shares personal success stories related to financial goals. Emphasizes the role as a creator or influence in the crypto space. Distinguishes themselves from others by claiming a unique commitment to the community. Interesting. Maybe they changed the way they did this, because before it said my whole name and everything. Right? Weird. Now it's like not as in-depth. I did one before and it was like far more in-depth. Maybe if you like copy-paste the profile. Yeah. Anyway, still gives you a pretty good idea. Well, like, who's this? Who's Crypto Nagoto? Like, you know what I mean? Does it know who this person is? Notable presence to cryptocurrency, known for sharing insights and a content focus, philosophy, introspective. I mean, it'll give you a lot about what the person does a little bit. Interesting. Anyway, before it was giving the person's whole name. Like, I put in Frank the Gods, it gave me his whole name. It told me everything about all he did. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I'm not going to say it because, like, you can do it yourself. Pretty crazy. Shout out to J-Change. Shout out to my peoples out there battling every single day. And may the truth come out no matter what, man. If you know, right? But absolute insanity. So the 4 hours inside of a symmetrical triangle, it could go either way. Wouldn't be surprised if we just get a quick little bounce back to the top of the channel here. What would be cool is that would kind of create an inverted head and shoulder that could get us out of this. We are getting oversold with a higher low, which is usually a good sign here. So the small time frames in the 1 hour held the 2 to May. And you know, whatever you want to say, as crazy as it is, we're in this kind of strange falling wedge that we could bounce back to the top of the pattern here. If we end up below this 2 to May, we're going to dump. But they didn't get me. They didn't stop me out. I didn't capitulate. And hey, there's a chance I still end up winning this trade. And we break on out of here. I'm all about that 1 hour 2 to May, and I like what we're doing here. If we can stay above the 1 hour 200, I remain a bull. As insane as that sounds. But my trading style has got me through so many tough times by just sticking to the script. I could be emotional right now. I could think 100 things, and I can act all crazy. But that doesn't do anything for me. You see? What we need to do, well, we don't need to do anything, but what's best for us is to pay attention step by step, one day at a time. If you got wrecked, if you went through a lot, if you capitulated, if your altcoins are bagged up, I'll be honest, I've been there before, and the worst thing I could have done was walk away. Had I walked away from this market, I never would have made the money I made. I never would have found what I found. I never would have pushed myself to places I've never got to. And again, I know right now it sounds like I'm an influencer just telling you to stay in the game and keep clicking. And it may sound a bit like, dang, of course, that's easy for him. He's got the channel, he's got the movement, he's got the action. Of course he could tell you to stay in the game. But I am an honest person, and I'm going to just tell you how I did it. And when the market got rough, when I took hits, I never left the market. I kept pushing. I got into crypto in 2016, and I never left. It's now, look, it's been 9 years for me. Most people that stay in 7 to 9 years end up making a couple mil at least. Everyone I've talked to that's been in cryptocurrency for over 5 to 6 years and really, really put their all into it, they've done pretty well for themselves. Almost everybody I know. You know? So if you can just, you know, and now look at all my friends, like my mentor, God rest his soul, before he did pass, had to been worth over 20 mil at least. The guy was making 400 grand a month in 2018, 2019, and he was teaching me. The guy was unbelievable. You know what I mean? I've been mentored by some very, very, by people that have made exorbitant amount of money, everybody. I am a very lucky person. My mentors were very rich people, and they gave me gifts, and they taught me the secrets to wealth. I was able to mentor under people that were very rich, and I was able to grab those secrets, and now I give them to you every single day. I am in a unique position, okay? I interned for very, very wealthy people. 2 of my friends became multi-millionaires when I was in my late 20s, and they showed me. I would sit with them. They would talk with me. They had 40 employees overlooking the Statue of Liberty in a beautiful, like, I've been blessed. Then I started this channel, and I bumped into a guy that owns a golf course, and he started mentoring me and teaching me about real estate. I'm telling you right now, I am a blessed individual. Just being in my trading group, you have access to things you wouldn't believe. I'm going to help every single person I know because I know that I can, and I know that God has given me this ability. I love you. This market's going to be tough. There's going to be times where it looks like it's never going to happen. They're going to tell you it's going to zero. But dude, Ondo's coming in to do real world assets. Like, come on now. Trump is moving in. Like, we have regulation for the first time ever. We just got to get through this period right now where they're trying to bang out everybody. They're trying to melt you out. Trying to make it feel like it's never going to happen. And again, maybe this isn't it. Maybe we do capitulate down for 4 to 5 months. And maybe it's not how they tell you it's going to be. But that doesn't mean if I keep, like right now, if I just keep, I truly believe this. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice. But if I keep accumulating Ondo, if we dip and Ondo goes back to 60, 70 cents and I keep buying it, and I have a 3 to 5 year plan, I firmly believe I'll be able to sell Ondo somewhere to $3, $5, $6, $7 and make a boatload of money. And it might take 2, 3 years, but I have a plan. You get it? Now, I'd like the latter, that this is just a little dip, we'll get above, and I'll be able to sell Ondo in like 6 to 7 months for a fat gain. That's the hope, right? That we have a real bull market. But if we don't, I have a long-term plan for Ondo regardless. And if we come back in 2028, but it's real-world assets, it's Larry Fink, I'm not stupid. I'm paying attention to what I see. I am convinced. I have done my research. It doesn't matter what's happening in the market right now. I'm not stuck on that. I'm building for the future. I have a 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 year plan every time I'm in the game, baby. And again, this takes years to be in the game. When you first start, you have a year in the game. How the heck do you have a 5 year plan? You don't even know. I want to make money now plan. That's your first plan. And then you either lose or you win. You go through some pain, and then you realize where you're at. You figure that out. You go from there. All right? slowly but surely, you get 5 years in, 8 years in, 10 years. I have over 16 years of trading experience now, putting money. You know how many times I pressed the buy button? 10, 30, 50, 60,000. I don't even know if I looked, man. Thousands of times. It's insane. I'd like to say I might be, who knows? But I just want you to understand that this is the time to be alive. This is where the people are going to get wealthy, right here, right now. The people that are buying their coins with long-term conviction and aren't staring at they're feeling emotional and know that, you know what? God has made me strong for long-term. I'm not here for fast money like the devil's trying to, come quick, get it real fast. It's right here. Just get your quick money. Man, the devil loves fast money because it burns you up and spits you out, baby. God likes that. Awesome. It doesn't mean you can't get rich quick with God, but I'm just, or faster than you would imagine. But I want you to understand that God wants you to earn it in a way that you'll never lose it. The devil wants you to get it in a way that you lose it immediately. Anytime you feel it fast and quick, you'll know it's the devil, man. Anytime someone's spewing you nonsense to you and trying to tell you, that's what my dad said, get away from anybody that told you it was easy. Because my dad was trying to keep me away from the devil, man. Don't you understand? He was saying it with my dad wasn't too religious, and neither was my mother. They didn't sit there and preach God left and right. My dad did pray. My dad brought me to church. My mom barely ever talked about God. What my mom did talk about was the beauty of the flowers, the gorgeousness of the sun, how wonderful the beach was, how amazing the birds and the bees were. My mom showed me the beauty of life. My mom showed me how gorgeous things were. My dad taught me the stronghold lessons to be true. My dad taught me that the man must protect all things in the family. No matter what the woman says, the man has the final say. No matter what. I know, I'm sorry, this may sound sexist, but that's what my dad told me. My dad told me it's on you to protect the women. They not know even the protection they need, but you do. God has given you a greater responsibility, my dad told me. Okay? My dad also told me many deep things that I will reveal to you today. Okay? And it's more than the charts. This is what you need right now because this is where most people are going to leave the market. And you're going to say, well, killers, you're going to spew whatever you can to keep people around because the coins stink. No, I mean, this is the truth because if you don't have a long-term outlook, you will get fizzled out. The richest people can hang in the market for 5 to 10 years while you play games. It hit me one day when I was following the market for 15 years. I was like, oh, this is how they make money. They never have a short-term outlook. They're able to chew you down. They have enough wealth to get through the times that you will emotionally capitulate. That's the difference between a wealthy and a middle class, lower class, even an upper class person, middle class person, upper middle class person. They don't have the patience to hang. They care too much about money, number one, and less about their frequency. When you learn frequency is the number one thing, when you gravitate towards frequency, the money will follow you because money follows the highest frequency individuals. So once you cultivate the ability to raise your frequency, money is just going to grab you and try to hold you. You're going to have to run away from it. Money's going to, literally, it's going to tackle you. You're going to be literally, it's going to be attracted to you. It's going to be insane. You're never going to, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this whole time I was chasing money. Sam told me to chase a frequency. Sam told me to change my desires. Sam told me to push myself every day. Sam told me to work out every day because I could raise my vibrational energy with chemicals in my body to help me rebuild. Sam told me to fight the depression. Sam told me I can, and I now know I can. God told Sam he could, so Sam tells me I can. There go the cycle will live through me and into you. This is an amazing time to be alive. This is an amazing live stream right now. This live stream is changing my life right now, right here. I know what I feel it. I'm channeling God right now. I don't care. You could judge me. You could say whatever you want. I don't give a dang. People call my crew a cult. The lifers are a cult. They can say whatever they want. We have a strong unity that no one else really has. They show their memes. They talk their sauce. They get their Twitter accounts hacked. I don't care, man. These people are a bunch of saucy saucers. Straight up. I don't buy it. None of it. I don't buy none of it. It's all a bunch of gabaggio. So look at the bounce off the 200 MA. Now they go after the shorts, and I never left the long. I may end up winning this trade. Look at, I'm only down 130 now. Let's get the bounce. I almost want to double down right now and kind of give myself a little bit of a, because then I can bounce back up. On a Tuesday or Wednesday, I might do it. On a low volume Saturday, I won't be too greedy. But wow, let's go, baby. the bounce back. And so all I'm looking for is for, bottom, top, bottom. Just come to the top of this channel. Just want to head right there. And it does say we may have a bit of resistance there, about 96,400. All right. Shout out to Kryptonic. Love you, Sammy. God bless you with a lifer. Has been watching since mid-2021. Crypto on this channel changed my life for the better. Give the likes he deserves, people. He always straight up. God bless everybody. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. We have 1,242 people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. So one thing I want to talk about is we do have a narrative brewing. There isn't, despite all this nonsense, because the crazy thing is, this could definitely be the Adam and Eve double bottom. There's still a chance that Bitcoin rips. Once Bitcoin gets above 98.8, you see this heavy resistance? I feel like this time it gets above 98.8, it's going to be able to make enough consolidation to blast across 100K. And then this time it makes across 100K. I mean, look at the gap of the VRVP to this node, to this node. You can just see it. It's likely going to 105,000 because it's got big gaps in the VRVP. And just boom, boom, boom. And this is an Adam and Eve double bottom. I don't care what they tell you. I'll show it to you clean. Hold up. I'll just show it to you clean. I can go to like the Bybit chart. But this is clean. You can see how passionate I am about this TA. Like, I'm bugging right now. Like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I love this show. I love being with each and every one of you. I love what I do. I wouldn't change this for the world. I wouldn't change what I do for the world. I wouldn't be anywhere different right now, right here. I'm exactly where I desire to be. With you 1,200 beautiful people, with 1,250 beautiful people. I don't want to leave anybody out. And God bless all the awesome people that hit that like button. Look, 339 beautiful souls have respect enough for themselves to send karma all the way back into their energetic form by hitting the like button. See, you're creating your own frequency. That like button is raising your vibration, whether you realize it or not. You can say I'm gurooing you, whatever you want. I'm telling you the truth. Whoever hit that like button, you are blessed, and you just raised your frequency to another level. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of anyone that did that. The 350 beautiful souls that hit that like button, you're amazing. You are already raising your vibration. You understand the synchronicity. Was it reciprocity, right? Yeah. So there's still a chance here. So you're telling me there's a chance. There's still a chance that we could get busy out this flag on the 4-hour time frame for BTC. Look at that. And this is what we're watching right here. So to make it really simple, without a lot of lines, this is what you need today. And I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, what's going to keep you in line. I can tell you exactly what's going to happen, but so I'm long because I'm bullishly biased and I'm overly risky, and I like to risk. But I also know that if we get this breakout, we're going to boom pretty fast to 100K. And I would love to show that awesome. I would love to show like that awesome gain. You know what I mean? We all look at the gain, you know. And I'm staying true to this little flag here. But I know that there's a good chance we could dump. And honestly, these patterns actually mainly dump. So if we dump, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I went against the probability, and I was a little too bullishly biased. And I know that. You know, the odds are telling me you should short, Sam. Symmetrical triangles mainly dump to the downside. So why am I not shorting? I just got so much faith in the 200 MA on the 1-hour time frame, and we didn't lose it. We were about to lose it. I said, I'll give it a little bit of time. I said, I'll see how this candle closes, and the candle got back above it. So as long as we stay above the 200 MA, I'm long. If 2 more candles close down here, they'll probably get me to capitulate, because at that point, and then if they rip it back up, so be it. But I have rules, see? You just make rules. My rules are, if we stay above the 200 MA, I don't bounce. If we go below it, I do bounce. Now, every once in a while, they bring it back below and they bring it back up again. But most of the time, like right there, you either can make a beautiful short or you miss, you know, you don't have to take a massive dump. Like right here, if I got out when this candle closed right there, look at that. I would have not had to go through this, all that pain. And had I got out right there when this candle closed, all that.
What I was looking at. Just gonna show you what I was looking at here. Why I even saw this, like what was happening. So I started watching this yesterday, and what I was looking at was the main thing I was looking at was the 4 hour. So let's go to the 4 hour real quick. A little MACD trade that I learned was first identify your uptrend or downtrend, right? And let me get rid of some of this stuff. Let me just yeah, let me just get rid of this for the moment. And then let me just clean this up a little bit here. We're up here, okay. So a couple trades that I was looking at, right? Couple options I was looking at. First, identify the downtrend. We're in a downtrend. We're below the 200 smooth moving average and the 200 EMA, right? So we're below that. We're in a downtrend. You can see that we've clearly been in a downtrend. You know, since our high over here at what 109, right? So we hit that high. We've been in a downtrend. Now you know that we've definitely been in a downtrend. You see where price crossed under. You know, we crossed under the blue and yellow line here, came back up, retested this downtrend, and then we fell back below. And then this is like, you know, that would have been a great trade right there. You know, start right there as we cross down. This one would have been a good trade too. We crossed below the 200 smooth moving average, and we could have taken that all the way down. So what I'm looking at, I'll tell you what I'm looking at right now, because we're below the 200s, the 200 moving averages, and I'm looking at the MACD, and we're getting, you know, the cross. The blue line's coming over. Cross is coming. Cross is confirmed. Okay. Cross has been confirmed on the 4 hour. It happened. So I was seeing this, and it was developing last night. So it was developing over here. In this area, and then I was just watching for it, right? So I took a small position, and then I increased my position today. We're on the 2 hour. We've been crossed. We're about to come down into the red zone. So keeping an eye on that. The 3 hour, the same thing. So again, we're below the 200s. MACD cross coming down. So what I'm looking for, kind of pick some positions that I'm going to have down here. I believe that, you know, the volume profile that I did erase mattered because we're looking at this range that we've been going sideways in for weeks. So let me just grab the fixed range profile. Let's do this again. Let's go from this top over here. All right, so a couple different levels. I took my first profit. My computer runs so slow. I got to upgrade my RAM. So we took our first profit already. I think this position actually moved a little bit longer. So let me just actually get rid of that one. It's getting in my way. So next profit could be here, right? I could have had a take profit here, which I did, but then actually I moved it. So I moved it down here to the value area low of this volume profile. So right around 95.4, I believe. So if I go back over and check, oh, actually, okay, so I didn't set my next take profit. I was kind of debating on that one. So I should at least put that in. I don't know. I could take right here to this wick. I definitely see it taking out this wick. But honestly, you know, we came up to the value area high, bounced, came up, didn't hit the high yet. You know, more downward pressure, trying to break through this downward trend line. But, you know, swing failure pattern up here on the 200. We finally fell below the point of control on the local and also the more macro POC point of control. So right now we close under it. We close a 4 hour under it. And so we're just over here. Where's my drawing tool? So we have some liquidity here that we're probably going to try and grab. And then I wouldn't be surprised if we even snatch some of the liquidity that's still sitting down here. So I think I'm going to put my next take profit is going to be right here at this line, right at, let's just call it, I'll do it 90, just to be safe, because I hate sitting around waiting for that last little bit. 95, I'll do 95.5 even. No, maybe I'll just do the 95.518. So I'm gonna do a partial position, 95.518. That's 52% ROI. But I do have my other trade. Let's see. I did put some limit orders in. I'm gonna jump out to the 4-hour. And what's okay? Yeah. So I did put my first trade will be there at that liquidity point, and then at that wick, and then I'll move this up just a little bit, just to that one. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at I have my next take profit at 93,095. And then the final one at 90,000. So we'll be watching that. You know, this is what we're looking for here. Okay, so let's get these short positions back in. I was also, you know, trying to grab a short. I didn't want that there. From right here. So I did have a position, then I bailed on it, and then I reset it. So just so you know, I was watching that since last night. That won't be my stop. My stop should be a lot sooner. I'm thinking that this level here, I do see it coming up and grabbing this liquidity up here. You know, you can see these wicks, so I want to keep this stop loss tight. These wicks could make another move for that. So you never know what's going to happen, so just keep your options open. But you know, there's my position. I don't want to put the stop loss in right there. I think gosh, you know, this is the hard part about setting the stop loss, because there is a little liquidity gap here. This is on the 4-hour, so let's go to the 1-hour. Man, it's gonna come and grab that. I almost definitely see it's coming for it right now. I'm gonna sweep that liquidity. So I think I'm just gonna hold on to the position. I should probably set my stop loss and bring it up. I could go as far as 10%. What's 10% stop loss look like? And then that would break me. That would break me even on the trade roughly. So that 10% is all the way up there. So I don't even want to go that far. It doesn't even make sense. Yeah, move it there, because I don't like the direction this is going. We could pop all the way up and then maybe grab, you know what I mean, sweep any stop losses or shorts that are right here. and probably sweep all the way, you know, could sweep up to here. So I put that there for some reason. So if we go a little further, let's go a little further, smaller time frames. Yeah, I mean, you know, we'll see what happens right here. You know what? I'll move this guy. If we close out the position, we close out the position. You know, I will. I'll put it right. I'm gonna put it just above, right where it is, right there. I'm just gonna do it right there. All right. There's my stop loss. Like, if we go further, if we hit this, stop loss will probably come up. We'll probably come up and make another run at this section. But, you know, this also could be a point of resistance. So it's tough to say. But I definitely seen the long term coming down based off these indicators. So the 4-hour, where we on the 3-hour, you know, we got the 4-hour cross on the MACD here. So that's just getting started. So that's got room to go. And then if we look at the 8-hour, you know, and then look at the moving averages, what did I just erase? I'm trying to get rid of this one. It's got this brush. That's why. So if we're looking at the moving averages, we got the 200 EMA is down here, right around price action. So it's kind of holding up Bitcoin right now on the 8-hour. So on the 8-hour time frame, that 200 and the 21 kind of holding Bitcoin price right here. Now, if it, this could just carry it up, right? So it's a very pivotal moment right now for Bitcoin, trying to figure out what's going to happen. I would just say that there is downward pressure coming on Bitcoin right now. But the 8-hour does look good. And then, of course, on the daily, we're still above the 200. And, a theory that I've been talking about for about a week or two now, we need to wait for this 200, the daily on the daily 200 EMA to catch up to price. And I think once price catches up, and then let's look at that on the current trajectory, is something like this. That could be March, if it continues sideways, a little up and down, what if we just came down here, bounced off the value area high of the macro range and the value area low of the local range, did another one of these, and then another sweep down, something in that nature, and then we're off to the races, in the parabolic run. So something like that could happen. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Or I think another thing I see happening is, what if we just dump all the way down, and then we come down here, we hit this point right here of 85,000, which we haven't touched yet, we haven't retested, and that's a huge point of support. So what if we just come back, touch this, and then we're gone? Boom. It could be like a 1-2. It could be a steep drop, and then we're off to the races. So there's that. That's what I'm looking at right now. So let me just take some of these off, get this out of here. That's what we're looking at on that range, on the daily. And then if we go down, to the 4-hour. So the 4-hour is beneath, we're beneath the 200s. So that is our indication of a downtrend, MACD cross coming down, right? And then we're seeing the same thing going on the 3-hour and also the 2-hour. And then the 1-hour. Actually, the 1-hour should tell us where we are. Okay, so it's starting to flatten out, but that doesn't mean anything. There's no confirmation till we get the cross. So the 1-hour would have to cross for me to change my perspective here. RSI has come down, so we're RSI is moving into the red. We have downward momentum or downward money flow. So money flow coming down. No divergence, not really any divergence here. Try to clean this up a little bit, but my computer runs so slow. Definitely got to upgrade the RAM. So here we are in the 1-hour, and the 200 smooth is holding. So, I mean, that's a huge case. So if we drop below that 200 smooth, if we close below the 200 smooth, with some volume, with some, and like I said, like my indication to change is when the blue line crosses the red line, right? Starting on the 1-hour, kind of like here, right? So you can see price started to come down from the cross. From the blue line starting to change its trajectory, coming down, and then the cross is where your confirmation is, right? And then just look at that candle. Look at that volume candle right there. Cross is confirmation. Price comes down, comes down, comes down. The blue line starts to change its trajectory, moves up. That's signaling the bottom. And then the confirmation that was the bottom is the cross of the MACD lines, right? And then we ride that up, ride that up, ride that up, up. Okay, we started to change trajectory here, but we didn't get the cross. No cross. And then we moved up again, another peak, changed trajectory. That signals the top. Coming down, cross the blue, blue line crosses the red. That's our signal. That's telling us that it's time for a short. We came back up here, right? We came back up, tested it again, tested the line. Okay, if you didn't have if you had your stop loss above this line, that peak over there, this high, then you would have been good. If you got stopped out, maybe you had it right here. That's fine. And then you do your tight stop loss, and then we get back into the trade. I think this was the 786. of something. That's why I had that green box there. So we touched it, come down, and then now we're just riding this blue all the way down. So I mean, it wouldn't have been a huge gain so far, but you're still in it. So we're waiting for the cross. We're waiting to see this cross. Let me get my, okay, I got my drawing tool. So we're waiting to see this cross on the 1 hour, and then we'll start, you know, we're looking for it maybe somewhere over here. It could happen anytime, but that's what we're looking for. And so if we do get the cross, hang on one sec here. Let me decline. Okay. So if we get the cross, that's when we start looking to get out of the trade. So riding this out, we're going to see going on. But yeah, this is the deal. Let's do it on the 1 minute even, right? All right, guys, something else that I saw in the charts that I want to point out is the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges. For so long, so many people were talking about how the, you know, Bitcoin, the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges is dropping at rapid pace and rapid levels. And well, I was just looking at something. So there's a chart. You go over on CoinGlass balance, and that's a Bitcoin exchange balance, right? You come over here and it lists all the major exchanges, and it gives you a running total, right? So it gives you the balance here. It'll give you a 24-hour change, 7-day change, and a 30-day change. And down on the bottom, it totals it up. So our total is 22, you know, 2 million. Is that 2 million? Yeah, 2.2 million Bitcoin on exchanges. The 24-day change is minus 189. The 7-day change is plus 11,000 Bitcoin on exchanges. And then the 30-day change is plus 37,000 Bitcoin on exchanges. And then if you look down here, right, like look at our cross here, and the price started coming down. When was this? When was this cross? That was November of 24, right? That was the cross. And then we started coming down. I mean, this is the Trump pump right here. And then it starts coming down. And then look at this spike down here at the bottom. Yeah, you can see it right down there at the corner of the screen. Let me try and bring that up some. And then look at this spike right here. I mean, and then the 30-day change is plus 37,000 Bitcoin. So something's going on. Somebody loaded up. I mean, look at that in one shot. I mean, what day was that? That was February 5th. What was going on February 5th? I don't know, but bam. A lot of Bitcoin got put on the market, you know, back on exchanges right there. And yeah, and even increasing still steadily right now. So that is huge, all right? So what is going on with that? And then the other thing I want to show you is a little bit of stats here for the total Bitcoin, you know, BitcoinTreasuries.com. They make a list of all the ETFs, the countries, the public companies, the private companies, Bitcoin mining companies, DeFi. They tell you, they make a, they report this on the regular. But what I want to point out is the numbers here, because I saw something very interesting in the charts. And I want to point this out. Hopefully I have the window up. Yeah, hang on one sec. So yeah, I've been making a table. Oh shoot. Hang on. Okay, here we go. So just making a table and keeping track of everything that's going on. And then look at our market cap. So our market cap in Bitcoin has dropped 10%. I mean, that has to do with price, but it's dropped 10%. I mean, and we haven't seen these numbers since, you know, October 24. So I mean, since October 24, I've been calculating the numbers and keeping track of them. And then look at this huge drop in the market cap. We have a huge drop in the market cap, and our fear and greed is down now into the 40s. All right. So if ever there's a good time to buy is when, I mean, look at this. When the fear and greed index, and we're in fear right now of 41. When's the last time we were there? When was our last low? That was the Bitcoin price was at 60,000 of our last low. All right, that we're testing right now. Before that, it was at 53,000, and then massive move up to 65. It was at 60, fear and greed, boom, 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 all the way up to 80,000. Okay, so right now we're down at these lows again. We're down at these lows. Every time we come down to these lows, we see massive moves up. So does it mean that we're done coming down? We still might have a little bit more down to go. So that's our fear and greed, and then you can see the market cap. We're below 2 trillion on Bitcoin, below 2 trillion, and then going back to my chart over here, below 2 trillion. We were at 2 trillion, below 2 trillion. We held 2 trillion for 3 months, and now we're below again. And then that's a big drop, minus 10%. Bitcoin on exchanges, yes. I already put that here. Did I put that? Yeah, that's the right one. So that's showing a 2.8% increase, right? And that backs up what I was saying, that we were losing Bitcoin. We just gained 2.8%. All right, and then our biggest Bitcoin owners, that was from the start. So I started all this in 10/14/24. And then right now, today, ETFs, total balance, look, it went up 6%. Went up 6% last month, 6%, almost 6%. So they've been doing steadily increasing. They're just steadily increasing every month, every month, steadily increasing their Bitcoin. That's in the ETFs. So they're going up and up. And look, the change this period was 2.8%. Last time we saw something like that, in October of 24, November of 24, and then in December of 24, we had a lot more. 3.51. So now might be a really good time to start accumulating. Okay? Public companies, I'm not interested in assets under management, but public companies acquired 3% more than last month, right? And that's the biggest number yet. So public companies are coming on board with Michael Saylor and the strategy, the Bitcoin strategy. All right? So behind the scenes, even though the price isn't going up so high, so fast, we are seeing a lot of accumulation. Private companies, the number really hasn't changed. I guess they're just not reporting on the private companies. And then the Bitcoin mining companies. This was a significant number, I thought. Another 3%. I mean, that was a huge number right there. I mean, if you look at back in December, this was a huge move. So back in December, and I think the same thing with ETFs, it was a huge move, larger increase. And I think what's really happening is the MicroStrategy strategy is paying off. People are coming on board and doing the same things. It was December, and they, probably was some year end, like before the year's over, put some money into something, get a tax write-off, something like that. But look at that, 36% was the change in this period in December. So no change, and 36% more. We had a 4% in January, and then and so far this month, up to this month, February 16th, we have a 3% increase. So that tells you something. That tells you that, bigger players are accumulating more Bitcoin. As retail sells, the whales are accumulating. So I'm going to ride this fear indicator down, and we'll see where it takes us.